Hello everyone, we are going to dive back in time in a place that you might not know. We are in an area that has been made famous by one of the Dutch most famous painters in the world. We are going to explore where his inspiration came from. The buildings are still around from his time. Yes, we are in Nuenen in the Netherlands, exploring the living place from Vincent van Gogh. Vincent van Gogh was not a well-known or appreciated painter at that time, and he only lived here from November 1883 till December 1885. But in that short period, this was probably the most important place for him during his entire life. A quarter of his total paintings and drawings were made in this area. There are already so many places in Nuenen that remind you of Vincent van Gogh. For example, this place behind me, Gogh Church, because this was the place where the father of Vincent was preaching during his stay here. However, Vincent decided to draw this place in 1884 just to condole his mum, because she fractured her thigh and was not allowed to go out of bed for a very long time, and hopefully by seeing this church in one of his paintings, that would condole her. Windmills are an important part of this area. Every time when Vincent went on a walk, he passed several windmills, and this will also not be the only windmill that we will pass today, but maybe it's one of the most important ones. This is Windmill van Roosdonck, constructed in 1883, and in the end it ended up on 7 of the sketches from Vincent van Gogh. But as you can see, the wheels are moving, means this windmill is still in service. It still grinds wheat every day. So let's go inside and see if we can get everything from the shop. So we have some food in our belly, €6.90 for some fries and a burger. But what exactly are we doing here? Well, of course we are diving into the life of Vincent van Gogh, but we do that by cycling a cycle route here. 50 kilometers around the area, the places where Vincent of course walked around, and we are exploring that by bike and are getting as inspired as him about this area. Behind me where that house is standing was in the time of Vincent the cottage of family de Groot, and Vincent spent hours there making his sketches, his drawings, talking to the family, and in the end the family and their cottage was the big inspiration for him to make the painting The Potato Eaters.
Today I went for a splendid walk for a few hours with an acquaintance of mine. I wouldn't say that the scenery here is even more stirring or dramatic than in Brittany, in Katwijk or in the Borinage, but still the villages and the heath here are also very beautiful. And now I am in the heart of it, I find that it provides an inexhaustible source of subjects from peasant life. It's only a question of getting down to it, getting to work. I'm very keen to start doing some watercolors and drawings again.
Van Gogh painted several churches in this area, and one of them was St. Clements Church. He sketched this one in December 1883. This one was a Catholic one. His father was a preacher in one of the Protestant churches in this area. But the weird thing that was happening during his time when he was here was that the preacher was telling him that he shouldn't be around people below his class or something, and the lower class people were told that they should not bother Vincent van Gogh to be on one of his paintings, and if this would continue he should have moved to a different area. Luckily the preacher was getting less popular during that time, and Vincent was able again to paint everyone in this area. Funny bit is that Vincent van Gogh is not the only one inspired by this area. A lot of local artists are inspired by Vincent van Gogh's work. And that's why you see here, for example, Ilse van Meijelt was inspired by Vincent van Gogh's paintings, and that's what she painted here on those pillars. This white building contains Begemanns weavings family industry, and during the time of Vincent he was allowed to store his paintings in their factory. You might wonder Why is that the case? Well, because he was in a relationship with Margot Begemanns, one of the daughters of their family. But unfortunately, as with most of the things in Vincent's life, their relationship came to a tragic end. This is Windmill de Vogelenzang, or the bird song, constructed in 1819, and during one of his walks, Vincent in 1884 made a sketch of this exact windmill. You will notice at some part of the route you will cycle a long time next to this canal. It's the Queen Juliana Canal, and it was constructed in the early 1900s. It was completed by 1923 under Queen Juliana, and it's 68 kilometers long, and it was meant for the strong industrial time at this time to really create this infrastructure to move goods from factories to merchants, and really that made this area flourish at that time. There are 35 bridges and 5 locks that you will find along this whole part of the canal. When Van Gogh walked around Nuenen, he regularly passed the Opwetten Watermill. The mill itself dates back from around the 11th century probably, and the big one with a diameter of 9.3 meters is the biggest one in this province. Van Gogh painted this one or sketched this one somewhere around 1885. And I thought this would be a brilliant place to finish our inspirational tour from Van Gogh in this area, but it's dusk. These lights are supposed to be on, and this would then be a glow-in-the-dark cycle path, which gives the modern interpretation of the Starry Night. That unfortunately didn't happen, but Van Gogh was here from 1883 till 1885, and doing this cycle tour is pretty interesting to get inspired where he got most of his inspiration from, a quarter of his work, which I already said. If you want to do this yourself, you might want to do just a short walking route around Nuenen or the complete cycle route. No matter what you will do, you will have an amazing time here in the Netherlands.